and we found two pyramids. Old ones compared with the dimensions of the Great Temple.
Yeah.
But anyway, part of the ceremonial center. We still have water under Mexico City. Well, with the times, the Aztecs started to dry out the lake, and the Spaniards they continue drying the lake. Yes, but the situation is that they didn't have another option.
Yeah.
They construct the city bigger and bigger.
Right.
But we still have water under Mexico City.
Wow.
If we dig 3 meters and a half, we find water.
Does that cause problems for the subway system?
Yes, sir. Also, it's very unstable. For that reason, we suffer the problems of the earthquakes, shakes.
Right. We're from California.
Yeah.
And so we know.
And the water, we still have water under Mexico City, made pressure against the thing that has overrated.
Right.
The area was very full with buildings, very heavy buildings. So we had pressure up, pressure down. It was stable.
Yeah.
But when the president of Mexico, López Portillo, gave the permission of the demolition of the 2 square blocks for the excavations, the pressure down was moved out. Just we had the pressure up of the water, and the water started to push up the pyramid. And the pyramid rise 1 meter. The level of the ruins is higher than the level of the street.
I was wondering about that
But when it was found, the level of the ruins was lower than the
So when there were buildings here, everything was 1 meter lower.
Exactly. When the water started, when it was discovered of the Great Temple, everything in the rest was affected. So the water started to push the pyramids, the small pyramids, up against the building, because the building was more heavy than the pressure of the water.
Okay.
But anyway, the water was pushing the pyramids, and the weight of the building started to suffer the crack like this, broken in two.
Wow.
And we had the possibility of dig here. We found the 2 pyramids, we found 4 tombs, and the engineers, the civil engineers, they had the possibility, meanwhile the excavations, they could put pilings in concrete in the different sides. With that reason, thanks to that, they could
Stabilize?
Yeah. The director of the excavation, this archaeologist, his name is Elsa. Elsa, she said, probably there is another structure. Have to be. We can find something.
Yeah.
And it was when we started to dig in the patio of the building, and we found the corners of the 2 pyramids.
Okay.
Yeah.
How exciting.
See, no, probably the most exciting moment of my life.
Yeah.
I was not digging that section. It was a friend of mine. He screamed, I found a tomb. And it was a funeral box in a stone. There are so many examples of these boxes in this museum.
Okay.
But when they moved out the cover, the cover was in a stone, we found 4 skulls. And then I remember very well because the box was full with knives.
Wow.
Sacrificial knives.
Wow.
Just sacrificial knives.
Wow.
Almost all the tombs that were found here and the tombs that we found here, the tombs were found in funeral boxes, and the funeral boxes were made in volcanic stone. The volcanic stone is porous.
Very good insulator.
Isn't this like volcanic
Exactly
stone?
like this. And for a reason, when we found the tombs, the tombs were filled just with water. Level of the lake.
Yeah.
Right.
So when we took out the boxes, or when we started to put pumps to move out the water, was the moment when we start to see the water moving down of the different sides, because when we move out the boxes, the stone is porous, so the water started to come out, and was the moment when we start to see the material that was inside. More material. Meanwhile, the water was coming out.
Wow. Wow.
It was unbelievable.
Items didn't degrade because the water also needs air to make the items.
And now, exactly. And now the situation is the material always was in water.
Okay.
And we are talking of no very soft material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Paramalayan, because we found seashell, turquoise, that is solid.
Right.
Is organic material. I mean, bones of human beings, bones of birds that were killed in honor to Tlaloc. The ducks, for example, the duck is a bird in the water.
Right, water bird. Yeah.
Tlaloc, the god of the rain. Tlaloc is the birds that are associated with the water are the symbol of Tlaloc, the god of the rain. The seashells, the crocodiles.
Yeah.
all this water, all this Tlaloc, the god of the rain.
Wow.
Okay? And with the truth, we never found very soft material in this excavation in specific. Leonardo, in the excavation on the other side, he found the more damaged material. For example, he found wood. He found, you're going to see some in the museum, snakes in wood that represent snakes of water because we're painted in blue.
Okay.
Some show some pigments.
Wow.
Earrings or plugs in wood. Arrowheads. That is symbolic. The arrowhead symbolize the lightning of the rain.
Oh.
You follow me?
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
There are some arrowheads were used not just for the war or not for the hunting. No, in the specific in the tombs were found arrowheads, but just small ones like a toys. This symbolic for physical purpose,
Yeah.
hunting. Others no, or are just ritual, just decoration.
Okay.
Sometimes were
Yeah.
made just for hold it.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And between the material that Leonardo found, he found a piece of paper. It's unbelievable. A piece of paper.
Piece of paper.
Made out of bark or?
No, of the cactus.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
With the cover of the cactus,
Wow.
they produce paper, and also the maguey plant used for obtain tequila and pulque.
Yeah. Yes.
In those days was used for obtain paper too.
Wow.
Wow,
And it
I had no
survived
idea.
5 centuries.
See.
Wow.
And part of them, and this material, just I saw it in a special exhibition for archaeologists because Leonardo he showed it. I remember very well because he showed the piece of paper, and the piece of paper had the drawing of Tlaloc, the god of the rain. And I remember very well because restoration specialists they could restore the piece of paper, and they put it between 2 pieces of acrylic. Very soft material.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the only time in my life I have seen paper
Yeah.
of those days.
Wow.